So far I haven't gotten motivated to make the lids for the boxes yet, but I have been at least somewhat motivated to read the iPad. However, where I have it sitting all the time, it sits like on my computer desk in front of me, up on a little shelf where I have the laptop, and then normally I have it tilted at like this angle, which is a bit more than 45, but even 45 would work. But the problem is, because where that is, it sits on top of my notebook that I use for work, and that doesn't work because I can't just leave something there all the time. So I have a movable box that I sit behind it. The problem with that is the thing still slides on the notebook, and sometimes the box falls over and hits the monitor, and eventually it's going to screw up the monitor. So rather than that, I'm going to try and make a little wooden stand that has a little front bit that catches the front and has a back piece that I can just pick up and put down and won't slide and hit the monitor. So that's what we're going to see if I can do. So first I'd made a line to try and cut that top vertical piece off. After I cut that off, then I drilled the holes, or pre-drilled from the back side, then countersunk from the other side, added screws, connected all that together, drilled it out, made sure, drilled the other parts, pre-drilled everything, screwed everything on, then we're good. Then I decided I need a little lip in there so that the front piece will sit better because it barely touched that back end. And so I used a chisel and saw, and after a little bit made a screw, and that was it. The one thing I didn't show, because I didn't figure it'd be that interesting, was I put the board, in order to cut the angle, I put the board on here, used this board to kick it out so I could get that angle and then cut it off. And then just by a little bit of hand sanding, not very much, I went back and forth on this thing. I didn't even turn it on, just back and forth to get the high spot off. And now we have this. So the only cut I really had to do was this piece. And then I did a little bit of a notch, as you saw, for that to sit in. And this is just attached to there with one screw. This front lip is attached with 3. The tall thing is attached with 4, slightly longer. And the iPad fits right on there, like that. That should work fine. And it won't. The problem I was having is if I would push to try and flip the pages, sometimes it would flip over. It's not going to flip over now, and because there's this little catch, it's not going to fall out, because that'll catch the case, and the case will hold the iPad, and yeah, I think that worked. Very cool. Oops. Until I destroy the iPad by knocking it over onto there. I am so glad that didn't hit and break the glass. That would have annoyed me to no end. But yeah, quick, almost no cuts. Good use of 4 pieces of scrap. So nice.